Some white women were like, why would you even ask this question? We are trying to get along.
And this group of black girls like took me in and protected me and got them to where they like didn't bother me anymore and they were
Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's your girl Cindy, and I'm back again today with another G's. I trust you guys are doing great. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. I just want us to have a look at this trending video today. I don't know if some of you have seen this video, but I'm gonna share it anyways. So this woman right here is asking black women to choose between white men and white women. Now, basically, she asks if they would prefer to be in a conference room with a white man or with a white woman. Now, I'm going to let this video roll so you guys can hear, all the things she said. Now, apparently, some white women are frowning at this video like, why would black women choose to be in a conference room with white men? What about them? So this is like a trend, or should I say it's a viral video, obviously, because a lot of stitches which we are gonna see today. What prompted this woman to make this video is because there was this question, this trending question on TikTok. This man asked women if they would prefer to be in a wood with a man or with a bear. Now, this woman right here, is now asking similar question to black women to choose between white men and white women. Let's check this video out.
Hey, white women. I know y'all are getting real excited about the man versus bear conversation. I get it. But I just want us to sit in our hut of humility real quick and know that this is the same thing, same-ish thing as me asking, hey, black women, hey, you're at work and you're alone in a room. Who would you rather walk in right now? You don't know what it is, a white man or a white woman. You're in a conference room alone. You have to be with one or the other. Which one is it going to be? Now, be careful how you feel about this, because how did man feel when we picked bear, okay? All right, women, I just want us all to just be in our proper placement. I love the conversation. I just, you know what I'm here for. That's it.
How do you see this video? Do you think this question should have come up in the first place? Because some people were like, why would she even ask this question to black women, like to choose whom they would, be in a conference room with? Like some people are finding at this video, whereas some people were like, okay, let's just hear from black women and also let's just see reactions from white women. Now, I have put some cities together. Let's just hear from them. And of course, I'm going to show you some comments. Please check these videos out.
It is a white man or a white woman. You're in a conference room alone.
So I'm going to complicate this even further, because not only is it a question with no good answer, because let's be clear, the data in the most recent paper around this issue of black women's treatment in predominantly white workspaces indicates that black women are likely to be negatively affected by having white coworkers. Okay? Period. Now you can argue with your mama, God, country, whatever, about your individual anecdata. I'm not saying that you will never encounter bad coworkers or bad managers of other ethnic groups, including black. I am saying that statistically, your career is most at risk from white people. And the problem actually starts before the workplace, because even on college campuses, white women are less likely to protect black women from known sexual predators. Note, this is not white women are not riding in to fight off the predator problem. They're not even warning black women the predator is present or that he is a known danger. So, there is no right answer to the question. Both are bad for you. Now, where do we go from here?
You rather walk in right now? You don't know what it is, a white man or a white woman?
See, now when I heard that, I thought, that really sucks. I can definitely see how that can be a problem, because I actually listen to and respect people who have different lived experiences than I do and have a better understanding about the types of systemic oppression that they live under than I do, because I don't experience them. And rather than arguing with that person who has a much better understanding about the types of danger they're in based on lived experience, about why I'm one of the good ones and not everyone is like that, I just shut up and listen and learn and don't ask that person for emotional labor to teach me. I look at the information that's already out there and take that initiative upon myself, because I want people to feel safe around me, because I care about others. And I don't tell that person or anyone else who is in that position that, well, I'm one of the good ones, I'll defend you. I will just let my actions speak for themselves. It's actually that easy. You can just be respectful and listen to people and believe them when they talk about systems of oppression that they live in, that you don't. And it actually won't make you explode to say, wow, I guess I could inadvertently be a part of the problem, and I really need to make sure that I take steps so I don't continue to cause this problem that I say I don't want to be a part of. And what we sure as shit don't do, especially as white women, is explain in gruesome detail that is weirdly thought out all of the fantasies that we have about people who deny us access to them because they're frightened because of systemic oppression, and what the other might do to harm them just because they said they wouldn't pick us to be alone in a room with them. I can understand that whatever answer somebody who's lived through systemic racial oppression chooses in that scenario, even if I am among the group of people, they're like, yeah, I don't want to be in a room with you. I can understand they're not talking about me specifically, but people like me are very much a part of the problem. And if I want that to not be a problem anymore, I need to take the initiative to confront the people who are problematic with this behavior and do that work on my own. Because if I'm genuine about wanting people to be safe and not just soothing my own ego, I need to take the initiative as the person with privilege to eradicate that behavior, if it's as important to me as I allege it is in my indignation.
Hey, white women, I know y'all are getting real excited about the man.
Okay, let me explain what literally just happened to me. I am a substitute teacher, so I come in. I don't do a whole lot of yelling to the students. It's just come in, do what you need to do. I'm a glorified babysitter at the end of the day, and it's supposed to be warm today, but inside the building, it's inside winter right now. So inside the building, this is what I'm wearing. I bring in a blanket to keep myself warm. Let me show you. I'll set this here, right? I'm sitting in this rolly chair with my blanket, like this, right? Okay, so I'm sitting in the rolly chair like this, and I'm scrolling through my phone, right? Just sitting. The class was, I think, 5 students. It was just a small period, and I'm sitting and I'm scrolling through my phone. I look up, right? Now, mind you, I'm facing the door, so I'm actually facing this way. I look up, and standing literally right there, when I had the door open though, standing right there, I see somebody take a picture of me. Just walk up, take a picture. I'm like, what is that? Why are you taking a picture of me? Making eye contact with the camera, looking at the person doing it, right? Why are you taking a picture of me? Then they scurry back off into the library. So I'm like, okay, let me go figure out what the hell. So I sit up and I'm like, somebody in the hallway just took a picture of me. And the students all kind of look at me like, oh, that's weird. So I get up, I go over, I knock on the door. And she comes to the door. Yes, can I help you? This big cheesy ass goofy looking fucking smile on her face. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out why you just took a picture of me. And she said, oh, I thought you were taking a nap. Yeah, no, you're good. Okay, I just wanted to know. And I come back over and I sit back. I sit back down exactly the way I was. I thought you were taking a nap. And I'm like, okay, one, why, if you think that I am taking a nap on the job, one, why would you not, check on me. Like, are you okay? Are you like feeling well? Like, are you sick? Like anything like that. You automatically go into, let me get evidence so that I can report you. Like, I don't, maybe it's just me, but that is weird fucking behavior. And of course, why wouldn't she be, you know? So that's what just happened to me. At 0 points in my life as a substitute teacher have I ever gone to sleep on the job. Why would you not just come speak to me? Why would you not just come speak to me? Knock on the door, say, hey, I just want to see if you were feeling that. It looked like you were asleep. Are you like anything like that? No, she immediately jumped to, I want to get you in trouble. I want to report you. I'm going to solve this problem. Like, oh, sleep on the job. Ha, caught ya. Like, fuck out of here with that lame shit. The fuck. You know what? And I will say, it's like, I can understand the concern. Like, I'm supposed to be whatever, like watching the students. Okay, cool. But my thing is, if you think there's an issue and the problem is somebody sleep, just come speak to the person. It's not like I'm in here like there are far worse things that far worse stories that I've heard, far worse things that I've seen even, and had to report myself, right? Like, come on now. Concern for the students, realized. Okay, cool, great. Concern for the job, the person that like not doing the job, whatever else. Come speak to, like, person first. Come speak to me. Just speak to me. The hell? I literally watched you take a picture of me, and now and she came back over. She's like, I just wanted to let you know I deleted the picture. I'm so sorry. And then just walked away. I'm like, okay, just get. Wow. Yes, I choose white man.
I'd rather walk in right now. You don't know what it is, a white man or a white woman.
Okay, the white women are losing the plot in the comments just like the men. So I'm going to take off. Native hat goes over there, Asian hat, dust off my white hat. Okay, put that back on. Great. White woman, hello. I'm sort of white sometimes, I don't know. Let's have a conversation about this. So you know how we get really pissed off when men don't understand the bear man conversation, and they come in and they say really stupid stuff in the comments, and they'll say it like over and over and over again, to the point where it's like, we've already talked about this and we're literally trying to talk about this, and like maybe you should stop commenting for a while and actually just listen. Ooh, let's listen. You know how we do that? Hear me out. Let's also do that when Black women are talking about the issues that they have with encounters that they've had with us. Cool? Great. Okay. Put the native hat back on, Asian hat back on. Great, awesome.
You have to be with one or the other. Which one is it gonna be?
Sis, we're gonna go there. Okay, listen. I love this. All right. Man versus bear. We know why so many people choose bear. That's fine. But Black woman goes into a conference room by herself, minding her business, but she has to choose who comes into that room with her when she's alone. A white woman or a white man. And people in her comments, this creator's comments, were so surprised to find that Black women would prefer it to be a white man. So why? Yeah, so people are saying, well, wait, I'm a white woman and I'm an ally, and I'd never attack a Black woman. I would never SA a Black woman. I would never, fight a Black woman. It's not physical safety. It's not physical harm that we're concerned about. And I know that that's what white women are always concerned about, for a very good reason. When it comes to men, we still have concerns about our physical safety, but I'm much more concerned about racism in that situation. Yeah, because when it comes to a white man, his racism is much more blatant. It's much more obvious. When that white man comes into the conference room, if he has a problem, it's very clear in his eye contact. It's very clear in his tone, in his body language, in his lack of eye contact. I know what I'm dealing with right away. And I'm like, boom, I know who you are. With a white woman, it's much more insidious. I might not find out for years that this white woman has a problem with Black people. Now, when we're talking about man versus bear, are we saying all men? No, of course not. We're not saying that all men are worse than being mauled by a bear. Obviously not. We experience men all the time. We love men. It's fine. But I don't know if that man is going to be my best friend. I don't know if that man is a good man. I don't know if he's going to be my worst nightmare. But I do know what I'm getting into when it comes to the bear. And it's the same situation here. I do know what I'm getting into when it comes to that white man most of the time. The majority of the time. The high majority of the time. The white woman, I don't always know. Right? Because that racism can be so insidious. Right? So working in DEI, I have to deal with microaggressions all the time. And it just happened, right? But 80% of the time, I would say the perpetrator, in my experience, is a white woman, which is like, it is what it is. Everyone has committed a microaggression at some point in their life. But it's the way that gets handled. When I call in a white man for a microaggression, he's either going to accept my advice and move on, grow, or I'm gonna have to escalate it and pass the baton on over to HR. With a white woman, I'm gonna have to deal with a different level of defensiveness. Not all the time, but a good portion of the time, I have to deal with white tears. I have to deal with centering. I have to deal with virtue signaling. I have to deal with other things that can be very, very problematic. That's very sneaky to get me out of my role. I have had this experience. I have had so many conversations with Black women who've not only had to leave their job, get fired from their jobs for reasons they shouldn't have, but I have talked to Black women who've had to leave their industry because of the experience that they've had with white women who are racist. Now, does that mean that all white women are a problem? No, but it's good to understand that there's like an extra sense of guardedness, and it's important to understand that that there needs to be like a good intention of building trust, because there's so much history there. Not only just history, there's so much lived experience that Black women have had with a white woman who may have seemed really friendly, but it turns out had a lot of problems with Black people. And it's an issue. So I think that when we take a look at this situation, if it's something that makes you feel really fired up, instead of being mad, ask yourself why it's that way. The last thing that I'll say is, in the comments, there's a lot of people that are saying, white women specifically, that are saying, I just don't understand. I need you to explain this to me. I need you to be gentle with me when you explain this to me. I need you to share a resource with me, right? And I had told somebody in the comments, I made the mistake of saying, well, just Black women have written about this for a long time, that go read one of those. I need you to send me a link. That's the shit I'm talking about. Like, I'm an ally, just send me over a link and I'll learn from that. No, look it up yourself. It's that sense of, I'm like now your indentured servant and I have to go and do the work for you. Well, I want a more personal touch. I'm not here to give you the white glove treatment through my oppression. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like being conscious of that issue, I think, is very important for folks to do. And yeah, I'm open for the dialogue.
Right now. You don't know what it is, a white man or a white woman.
Hey, white men, I'm already going to go ahead and head this one off at the pass. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to listen, okay? We're not going to ask why everything has to be about race. We're not going to get all up in our feels and make it other people's problems, because we are still predators in this hypothetical, which we are. And third, we're not going to use this as an opportunity to attack white women. Okay? You got it? Good.
Hey, white women, I know y'all are getting real excited about the man.
I love how a conversation that was started by all women, no matter the skin color, because we were all fighting the same evil, has now turned back into a white or Black thing. We had moved past the point. How is there ever going to be growth? How is there ever going to be equality? How is there ever going to be equal rights if for every 10 steps we take forward, someone brings us 100 steps back? We were fighting the same fight hand in hand. And now we're not. Again.
Hey, white women. I know y'all are getting real excited about the man.
If you are a white woman and are curious about that, you can go watch that video and figure out what she's talking about. I just wanted to say my piece of how I do understand, and I immediately knew where you were going with this. For this conversation, I'm a white girl. I'm technically half Mexican, but I was adopted and raised by white people. So I am a white girl raised in a white neighborhood with white whatever. But I was a weird kid and also not liked by the other white girls. And there was a group of black girls in middle school that fucking damn near saved my life, honestly. I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it because middle school was so hard for me. Like, I almost was not on this planet anymore. Like, I almost didn't make it through. Like, it was really bad. And I was bullied so hard. And it's all white girls, like, and so mean. And this group of black girls, like, took me in and protected me and got them to where they, like, didn't bother me anymore. And they were my friends. And, like, they would give me compliments about, like, because I was different. I'd wear, like, different makeup and, like, weird shoes. We had to wear uniforms, so we didn't have a lot of different clothes. But, like, they'd always be like, oh, girl, like, those are so cute, and, oh, show me how to do that. And I was, like, a little alternative, like, starting my goth days, and I wore, like, black lipstick one time, and, like, all the girls took me in the bathroom, and they made me, like, let them use it, and they all wore it with me. But not only being on that side of, like, the venom, and just seeing how terrifying white women can be, and white girls, children, it's terrible. So I can only imagine, as they get older and gain power in the world and whatnot, because though we are still women and we deal with a lot of shit because of that, I know we got a little more than others. But another thing that I saw from being in that friend group was the vitriol that those girls got from, like, the pretty white cheerleaders, the popular girls, like, and I know a lot of those girls grew up and didn't change. That's the kind of women they are. And sometimes it comes from being around the white men, the daddies, and sometimes it comes from the mothers, because there's bad people everywhere. But I also know, like, history. I'm more educated than most, and so with that, upon my own experiences and what I've seen, like, I can imagine and I can understand. And I wish that there was, like, more I could do to make that not like that. I mean, I feel like I have as much as my life, considering how many more friends I've had in the BIPOC community than I've had, like, in the white community, and how close I got to the, minority groups rather than the white groups. I wish, I don't know. I mean, I'm always an ally, and I've always spoke up and stood up and protested and shit. And I mean, but I just wish there was more I could do to, like, stop that. And I mean, I speak out at any chance I get. Let me tell you, I worked retail for a long time, and my favorite thing was getting to yell at racist white ladies. So I did a lot of footwork there for y'all. A lot of bitches got yelled at at Dollar Trees and in Michael's. So, but I mean, that's, that is what it is. Like, I love y'all. I technically, want to love everybody. I get it. And I'm sorry that it's like that. To reiterate, Black women saved my life. Point blank, period, stop. More than once. And I fucking hate that I'm even a part. Because I know that fear for man. And I don't ever want to be that to someone. And I mean, I know I'm not, because I don't do the things that, but just like the situation with we don't know, which men, y'all don't know which one of us are safe. And I fucking hate that. Because I love y'all so, I don't even know how to say this. I hope we figure this out sometime.
Or the other? Which one is it gonna be?
Why are you booing her? She's right. In a work environment, going into a meeting, a conference, with just a white man or just a white woman, that's a tough choice for me. For a lot of Black women, it's easy for them to pick the man. As easy as it is for all of us to pick Bear. Because you see, the thing is, the violence of white women has been instrumental in holding up and perpetuating both patriarchy and white supremacy. And that is a truth that a lot of us are very uncomfortable with. And because it makes us uncomfortable, we don't like to think about it. Now, guess what one of the basic tenets of white supremacy is? That's right, the right to comfort. If you are comfortable until someone brings up a disparity that you were not aware of, and you get a little icky feeling in your tummy, you are not entitled to not feel that. That feeling is alerting you that something is wrong. You need to explore it. You need to do some self-examination and say, have I been engaging in behavior that perpetuates white supremacy and patriarchy? The answer is probably yes. The simple fact of the matter is my first and worst bullies were white women. And you know why. We all know why. The same reason we all know why we picked the bear over the man. We fucking know. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. When it comes down to it, quite frankly, I would probably choose a woman only because I'm more familiar with their violence. And I know that it would be less likely that she could physically overpower me if it got that escalated. Again, we're in a professional environment, but men will escalate anything anywhere. So me personally, I would probably choose the woman. But I would go into it with a strategy of covering my ass and recording everything because I know how we are. And that's the part that a lot of you, a lot of us, don't want to address because it requires personal reflection and growth and admitting that you might have been part of the problem, that you very likely were part of the problem. Until and unless you can do that, shut up. Let the rest of us talk. All right? The grown-ups are having a conversation that you are not prepared for. So until and unless you are ready to do that work, shut the fuck up and listen when Black women speak. Happy Friday.
Hey, you're at work and you're alone in a room. Who would you rather?
This thought experiment is very, of course, similar to the bear versus man argument. And as the other video asked, it asked, please listen to this and please understand where this thought is coming from. And the reason why Black women would more often than not choose a white man is because when being in a space with a white woman, you don't always know what's going to happen. And yes, that's also true for a white man. But it has happened so frequently that Black women do not feel safe with white women. They just don't. And to give you a couple of examples, the most recent ones that I've had to go through. In the summer of 2022, I worked with a seasonal employee, and I handed her a piece of paper. Next thing I know, I'm being called in by my boss saying that I shoved a piece of paper in her face. So I made sure I was never alone in a room with her. And right after that, she started saying that another employee talked too loud. Another employee made her feel uncomfortable. And another employee cursed at her. Can you guess what all four of us had in common? I had another one where I was running a field trip and the teacher came and they had their tickets for all the students, but not all the tickets for the adults. And she said, well, last time they just let us through. And I paused and then I was like, yeah, sure. Let's do this. So during the field trip, which my part was like an hour, this teacher left her students, went down to the next level, filed a complaint on me, and then came back, not knowing that the people that take the complaints, because we all work together, immediately sent it to my boss, and my boss showed up within that 1 hour. The woman who made the complaint goes, well, I didn't want to get her in trouble. I was brought into my boss's office in several jobs because my voice went up where I got excited about something, and that was a threat because the expression on my face was such that they were like, you weren't paying attention, or you weren't doing this, or you weren't doing that. I moved my hands too much. There was so much that I felt I couldn't do anything without winding up in someone's office getting a complaint. It happens so much. It happens to us. It happens to our friends. It happened to our mothers, our grandmothers, and our great-grandmothers. So please, when you're hearing the responses, think to yourself, why do Black women feel more comfortable with a white man than a white woman? And please stop asking us to teach you. There are articles, studies, books, all explaining this. They have all explained this. So please listen, understand, and educate yourselves on this. Thank you.
Now, be careful how you feel about this, because how did man feel when we picked bear? Okay.
Dear fellow white women, if you reacted in shock that they chose the white man, you are very far removed from understanding what's going on right now, and you need to educate yourself. If you reacted in any other way, then shit. I'm sorry that you had that experience. What can I personally do to make a change? And guess what, honey? You're the problem. And you completely missed the whole fucking point. Do better, please.
I tell you, if you see the comment section of that video, the original video, some white women went crazy. I have put together a few, screenshots of comments that I grabbed from her comment section, so you guys can see, what people dropped in there. This is really laughable. But yeah, I just want to know your thought. Do you think she should have asked this question in the first place? Now, the thing is this: white women should not even get angry because, we all know Okay. Now, someone said she's not gonna pick neither of them. She's not gonna pick a white man. She's not gonna pick a white woman. But then, if the person insists that okay, you must pick one of them, like you must pick one. Okay, we will go for white men. To be honest, I would go for white men because we see the way white women react to things, the way they do things, around black people, especially black women, which I have witnessed. I have got my own experiences with them. So, me, I would choose a white man. I'm sorry, this is my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you all think in the comments, guys. And thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course, come back for another video. I'm gonna see you all in my next one. Y'all take care. Bye.